This channel is supported by TrueFire. TrueFire is an online library of lessons from some of my favourite players. There's thousands of lessons on there. You can use the promo code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of their courses. I just wanted to do a little bit of a follow-up whilst I still have Jake's other lovely SVL 61 reserve here. So since I did the first video with it, I think what it might be nearly a week, maybe a little bit over, that I've had a chance to play this, you know, quite a lot. I'm really enjoying it, and I've had a few other thoughts about kind of price relative to what else you could get in this kind of price range. So I just wanted to talk about that quickly, and maybe give a shout out to Simon, who I think is making some really incredible guitars. If you've not heard of SVL guitars, Simon Law builds guitars for Matt Schofield and is a touring tech for Matt Schofield. I think he credits Matt Schofield as well for being the reason that he is a technician. So yeah, real world kind of working on the guitars of pros. Also techs for Robben Ford, I think, when he's in the UK, and also has built guitar for Phillip Sayce, and also looks after Pete Townshend. And so the cool thing about this is actually based, I believe, on a real 61 Strat that Matt Schofield had. I think I remember that correctly. What do you get with this one? So the reserve ones, I think, are made from older wood. So it's kind of like old growth alder or ash. I think this one's alder. And also you get really this kind of, it's a little bit more hearty looking flame maple than I'm used to seeing on some other things. So just in the hand it actually feels really good. This is his own sort of blend of finishing stuff. Really thin nitro finish, a really lightweight guitar as well, sort of £7, 4 ounces, which is perfect. The fretwork, perfect. Clay dots and a Brazilian rosewood board on this. Now, the price of this is about £4,000, I think. Now, that is obviously not cheap. I think the things you need to be bearing in mind when comparing these sorts of things would be to look for something like this from Fender. And for instance, I think to get a Fender that was built sort of by one person, you'd be looking at like a master built Fender, and those are now very expensive. You look at John Cruz, who used to be a Fender master builder, started his own sort of company, and he's putting out kind of Strats with his name on them that are, you know, in excess of sort of £7,000 to £8,000, and also are quite heavy. So that's the thing, I guess, to bear in mind. This is made by a real guy who's working on actual pros guitars. He also take on Robben Ford's Telecaster, which to me, each one of those looks incredible as well. And obviously Robben Ford's Telecaster looks super attractive, I think. So a really good thing to be basing stuff off, as well as Robben Ford, of course, being an incredible player. Callahan hardware, and as I say, yeah, really quality wood, good lightweight stuff, and incredible fretwork. The things you would want on a guitar of this price, I guess. The pickups in this are Ron Ellis 64s. It used to belong to Rabea, I believe, and then Mick Taylor from that pedal show, of that pedal show fame. So this is Jake's guitar now, and he's got them in there for now. I don't know if Mick's going to sell them to him, maybe not. But yeah, all round a very cool instrument. And that was the thing, of course, it's an expensive guitar, but I think if you were looking at a Fender custom shop, I think there's a whole bunch of them that would probably not be as special as this. And like I say, you know, you probably have to be looking up the upper echelon stuff that they're making to be getting something that is made and looked after by one person, you know, the master built stuff, which is getting kind of crazy anyway these days. And what is the starting price for a Fender custom shop these days? It's over £3,000, I think. So again, those are essentially built by a team of folks, and it's not exactly a small team either, is it? I think the Fender custom shop is in excess of 50 people now. It's not necessarily a boutique anymore. It's almost like the size of Sir, and you can kind of get the sense of that when you see how many custom shops there are. Even like in the city where I live, which is a small city, there are like 3 music shops. 2 of them carry Fender custom shops, and you'd have quite a lot of them in there. So yeah, I think boutique Strats, if you're really into the Strat stuff, I think are the way to go. I think K-lines that I've played have really held their own with Fenders. These have as well. This is an SVL, of course, not quite as cheap as a K-line, but you know, equally as good or better than some of my K-lines, I would say as well. One of the best Strats that I've played for sure. Really, really, really nice neck, and a bit of a special guitar, I think. And we know your thoughts in the comments. Is that a bit rich for you, or are you the type of person who's in the market for one of these? I think I would prefer this again to sort of a vintage example as well, because I don't know, it seems to me there's a whole, if you were to buy a vintage Strat, some of the time I'd be worrying, you know, is this actually what I thought it was when I bought it? And just because it's old doesn't necessarily mean it will play very well. So potentially having something that was built by a boutique builder that knows what they're doing could be just as good. Really well cut nut. It also made me think, what are the things that could make a cheaper guitar really start to work well? And I think maybe getting a nut redone could be one of those things. Maybe fretwork as well could be one of those things. So maybe taking a cheaper guitar to a really good tech could get you a guitar that plays somewhat much better, and if you were aiming for something like this. However, yeah, I don't know. A really, really, really nice guitar. Thanks, Jake, for letting me borrow it. Jake does have Instagram and stuff if you want to check that out and look at some of his nice gear. He does have still a 2-rock amp and some bonkers stuff. But yeah, let me know how you heard of SVL guitars. I think for me it was through Robben Ford, Matt Schofield, Matt Schofield on Truefire is playing a really, really pretty kind of blue Strat. Also, if you go follow SVL Guitars on Instagram and tell them you found them through me, that would be appreciated. I don't know if an SVL could be in my future, but probably not for a while, because I think it would take a while to save up for one. Thank you for stopping by. In the intro there, I was using the Eric 35 lead preset for the lead tones, and then I think the Twin Blues Dark Weapon 35 for the intro bit. But again, yeah, really, really, really lovely guitar. I think looks the business, plays like the business, and is made of old growth woods, which I think is part of what makes it a nice lightweight, relatively instrument. What do you look for in a Strat? Are you a Strat person? I think I'd call myself a Strat person at this point, right? 80% of the time I'm probably playing a Strat. So, yeah. Better than a Fender, innit?